Right, I was saying trust na yes in Kojana Fair D and Komo Award na ha a smart Ghana update. So when you subscribe to your channel na money as well subscribe, like, share na fe afofro so enya bi enhwe. Some do be tojo ye transfer na ye don Komo ebi and say na no ada ya de say oman mu ye foto sam for year kill salato forcing ekopie mu e Ghana yemra she bedwefie mu e de oye oman eye budget e de kotu edwa na budget no nsem no de na esewoni ense okache na de ba ko a na Ghana fo ade she etwa ne mu pa eye 11 ana fesu eye betting tax na no ana ebeto dwa se eye ade se enei 11 ye ye fro na fesu betting tax no so no ye yi enso e de afri ho no a enei boys no mutwa bet na de omoni age pa se ye yi sa eye betting tax no enso so e de afri ho no pa opani bi ebusa ne se enei e de sem no tefa eye sa eye state of budget no o se ade ba ko te ye 11 no a che se ye 11 no de afri ho sikada no for so 8 years ontimi enyi years kana afri no kwakoyia e won sem na ye bebrebe na no ene nam so ama Atik Mohammed ono so e de nsema wodo pina na de ato dwatitiru ene eye sa eye betting tax no wachira na adwene enso so e de afa ho pa abusan enko ne entie eye Atik Mohammed nsema wodo de ato dwa efa eye tax won nsema wodo a ene aban no eye dodo na enso so e de afri ho no ye ba betrance na fei ye di eho enkomo.
I think the government's budget and aban we budget is a bit ambitious. I don't want to say it's overly ambitious, but it's a bit ambitious. Because look, you spend giving what you have. Already, the government is cutting out and abolishing a lot of tax handles and using them more revenue. Non-tax revenue, they are endorsed. So government's focus is mostly on tax revenue. Now, so tax revenue, some of the handles are Edisi Cabreo, no, Abanzi Ubitrim. Some of them I highly disagree. And some I felt government should have been a bit cautious in the way OEU Mufri ho. Afe na waba you've not yet found your feet. And you are quick to abolish some of these things without alternatives in mind. Minyan who alternative handles be a ebeba whose receipts would be more than near uye free honum no. I was opposed to e-levy, but I was expecting say Aban would be a bit slow in the way ombe free ho. I mean, until you find your feet, some of these handles you needed to be a bit careful. But one of the handles are ombe free ho amino omunya krakra emission tax. Look, we are all working as in fact Ghana is part of a collective that is working towards decarbonization. And one of the things are mitigation efforts globally include getting people to pay for emissions. By India, we want to we want to contribute towards the green transition. Now, so you say, emission tax. How do we expect to finance our mitigation arrangements and our plans and our programs? I say, Paris Agreement, no, at the end of the day, new mitigation, adaptation, and financing. Financing, no. The expectation was that developed countries who are the biggest emitters, omulombeshe na omudisikani biamayen, so that we can help in the fight against climate change. So see, America, which is one of the biggest contributors when it comes to mitigation efforts, almost say idea omunka ho biem nti sikana nanka omudi bemayen no say asasika no emba biem nti if on our own, and every year, every aban bia and every economy bia comes up every 5 years rather, they come up with idea friend NDC, nationally determined contributions. Kwanya ube first as on mine to make sure that also contribute towards mitigating the effect and the spread of climate change. And this was one important intervention aban dibaye to remove our emission tax, is to take us back. And to weaken our nationally determined contributions now, the conference of parties say near for emission tax they have not given us enough basis why it should be removed, and I don't think it should have been removed. Betting tax in the past, I said, look, taxation sometimes is not just for revenue reasons. Sometimes you use taxation to correct certain behaviors. Sometimes firm behavior is corrected through taxation. And sometimes yenkra or manfoi yes subain bi ultimately the tax. Look, tobacco, yeah, there are taxes they call sin taxes. Tobacco, cigarette. Young ganja say men. But so you are discouraged. The cost of it be cost because the taxes too so. Alcohol the taxes too so. And Tibetan taxes should be seen in that light. Say this is also yet another form of sin tax. But mo yi free honum na, and we have all heard stories. And you know, yet stories obi din school fees akoye aviator and it crash landed. Obi akoye ejuma sika we wia or the akobia betting and amfa. All these things are things you can correct with, you know, tax policy. But almost I think it was more of a populist policy choice than a real one, because people are making money on bettings. It is also creating a societal problem. So you can achieve two objects with one intervention. Government will get revenue from their earnings, at the same time dissuade people from engaging in Saweno. But to completely say mebuno juma omuya no nti ensese omutua tuo woso dia, I think it was not, you know, in my view, the best policy intervention. Given also say now you are constrained in the way you raise money. Now you can't access capital markets the way you used to do. Until you need every revenue you can get. The introduction of Tosi, Mifua Super, my prayer is that it is automated so that there will be more efficiency and there will be more collection. But if we go back to doing it the way we did in Nidia and Bebua, and I've heard the Minister for Rules indicate say they would work towards automating the collection system so that it doesn't have to involve individuals.
I was any pay quote any ayora Atik Mohammed Nene and the Chagu Yen Yasin Konyana Finance and what to Jano, the D and common, your money Tony.
Menino Yadremini Atik Mohammed Adom said, tax now ban if you want, somebody Casana and whom you yes. Then some commands when year a kind of credibility will be at stake. Because these are the things that. Oh yeah, my boys not true about the war.
You said it during your campaign.
Yeah, during your campaign, you said it. So bar, we be trying to and so some.
Yes.
You know, me feel say, Aban also he wants to please Ghanaian people, but you say if they abu anu sunko, they janu so anu sunko. Enti ebia, me kasi me twem, nanso me ba e me hu se no,
eboa.
Bet na beboa. Na emo maybe anya maybe enkoye o ho a atete rof bi e ho no ye be hwe na ye se ye gya onya kaka wodi a anampo bi a sananka ete 10% say bet 5% se be ya ka beboa. But because onya akoka platforms ntino woni sa dia mu yi bi ko anya mutirimu a enso mu yi just to please the people, but to please Ghana for sabri na se 2028 ye ko to na sa check na se please in our so be about Atik Mohammed they can. Anna, Atik or some baby or kind. Or say a buying budget or the other to be an asset. I am so ambitious. I said, Obinim no see a science room. What I say, Pilas Ben or the big curriculum, any idea, because they say you have come to do a lot of things for Ghanaians as you promised in your campaign time. It is Abre also so no, why to take catastrophe everyone. No, sir, can mention task no. Sir, task ni say Atik and them na nyagene. Bibi sa no, ye betun channel dey akọ vehicle owners.
Yeah.
Cars ye register. Na okwa okutwa no road work ehye bi. Nyese ye hye da kote sa task no so go anso ate ho. Eti de ono twika akra because obi akoka baka into trotro bi ni bus bi ni e ka o twiti na memete me kofro bus na whatever yes me shita na hye so matua and de me na nya adwene na omayi emom mpa kwan foforo a ometua fa so e de aba e be emwaye de be ebeba
Ewuziani ade nkomo nyina si bo wode asa odo adwenche no be go comment section ase afi wa like wa share na afoforo enso enya bi ahwe yakram